My father, Arthur Blackwood, was here. My bowels turned to water. I spent the next hour as a ghost again, flitting through the crowd, trying to avoid the dark sun of his gravity. An older woman, a friend of Julian's named Beatrice, found me. She was drunk on power and something else, her eyes glittering behind her mask. "I want to show you something," she slurred, leading me through a warren of rooms, down into a cellar that smelled of damp earth and decay. Behind a reinforced steel door, guarded by another masked sentry, was another party, a deeper one. Beatrice led me to a black curtain. Behind it was a sight that has been burned onto the back of my eyelids forever. It was a wheel, a great vertical wheel, like something from a demented game show, and pinned to it were naked men and women, their bodies scarred and slack, their pupils black and wide as dimes. They were drugged into a stupor, barely conscious. "Would you like to go first?" Beatrice asked, "or shall I demonstrate?" I could only stammer. She laughed and spun the wheel. It creaked to a stop. "Ooh, right arm," she chirped, as if she'd want a stuffed animal. She pulled back another curtain, revealing a wall of implements, knives, cleavers, saws, things I didn't have names for. She selected a machete. What happened next was not a clean, cinematic thing. It was butchery. She didn't sever the arm, she hacked at it. The first blow bit deep, but didn't cleave. The second, and the third. The sound was wet and thick, like chopping a rotten log. Blood sprayed in arterial gushes, painting the wall, her dress, her ecstatic face. The man made a wet, gurgling sound, but no scream. The drugs saw to that. Finally, with a sound like a wet rope snapping, the arm came loose and hit the concrete with a sickening thud. I ran. I puked and I ran. Back through the cellar, up the stairs, into the main party. Julian was waiting. "The main event is starting," he said, his hand clamping on my shoulder like a vice. "You will watch the beginning." I stood at the back of the room as they wheeled in gurneys. The bidding began. These weren't just nameless vagrants, they were people, and the masked figures bid on them like cattle and then proceeded to take them apart. They used knives, pliers, fists. It was a symphony of agony. My father won the final bid, a young man, maybe my age. Arthur stood over him and gave a short, venomous speech. "I am sick of my lazy, worthless son," he said, his voice cold and clear, his eyes scanning the crowd as if looking for me. "I think I'll enjoy this. A little practice." He started with a pair of pliers, taking the ears, then the teeth and fingernails, but that wasn't enough. The rage took over. He dropped the tools and started beating the boy with his fists. When that didn't pulp the face fast enough, one of his men handed him a baseball bat. I saw the Louisville Slugger in his hands, and I understood. This was a message, for me and for everyone. He beat the young man until there was nothing left that was recognizable as a head, just a red ruin. I vomited outside. The cab ride home was a blur. I became a recluse, a prisoner in my own skin. After a month of trembling in the dark, I knew there was only one person who could, if not save me, then at least anchor me in the nightmare.
To catch the next chapter and full story, be sure to follow and/or subscribe. And for even more viral content, cash opportunities, and endless giveaways, visit us at goodbadsuperugly.com.